Tonight, it's February, it's Heart Health Month, so I'm going to share with you from Stephen Horn, 7 Keys to Heart Health, from a Sunshine Sharing he did a few years ago. So heart disease is a real issue. It still remains a leading cause of death, and it's really important to focus on prevention. So we're going to share tonight some warning tips and signs to help you do that and be proactive in keeping your heart healthy. So there's a lot of health problem warnings. One of the first things is gum disease, varicose veins and hemorrhoids, metabolic syndrome and diabetes really ties into heart health, high blood pressure. And then if you're feeling sometimes fatigue, pressure in your chest or shortness of breath, or you feel like you don't want to exercise or get up and get moving, or you may notice that you're winded with minor exertion, or maybe you feel like you have pressure or pain in your chest. Those can all be warning signs and a heads up to maybe go get checked out by the doctor. There's also some facial and tongue clues for the people that do face and tongue analysis. So a lot of people will get a red bulbous tip on their nose. Sometimes you'll see a nose with some small red veins in it. You may notice a vertical crease in your left earlobe, a bright red tip on your tongue, or you'll have a very pointed tongue with a red tip. So there's blood tests that they do to determine your heart. And diabetes, a fasting blood glucose, a hemoglobin A1C to tell you about high blood sugar levels, because if your blood sugar is high with diabetes, you are at risk of a greater risk of heart disease and high cholesterol. There's also homocysteine levels, C-reactive protein, and that measures the inflammatory levels in the body, more specific to the heart and the arteries. And then there's fibrinogen, which is your risk of blood clots. So when we're thinking of keeping the heart healthy, one of the biggest things you can do is increase your intake of antioxidants, because antioxidants combat oxidation and inflammation and arterial plaque. So plaque forms in high pressure arteries, and it forms in response to inflammatory damage. And it's done as a protective measure for the body. And when cholesterol becomes oxidized, that's when it can adhere to the arteries, and that can increase your blood pressure, your risk of blockages, and that could lead to strokes and heart attacks. So we want to eat lots of things that are high in antioxidants, like berries, blueberries, blackberries, goji berries, raspberries. They're super high in antioxidants. So try to eat a cup of berries every day, especially if you have spider veins or varicose veins or inflamed gums. This will help reduce cardiovascular inflammation and protect cholesterol from oxidizing, improving the tone of your cardiovascular system. So I eat a lot of berries. I do frozen berries. I have wild-caught frozen blueberries, and I have a wild berry mix in the freezer. And every morning when I do my smoothie, I actually have a measuring cup, and I measure out a cup of berries to go in it. You may also want to add some supplements like CoQ10 or turmeric or curcumin, mangosteen, alpha-lipoic acid, acai berry. Hawthorn is an herb that has an affinity for the heart, and bilberry. So those are some really good antioxidant supplements. The other thing you're going to want to do is focus on eating healthy fats. You really want to avoid hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated vegetables, oils, margarine, shortening, deep fried foods, and the fats in many processed foods. You want to focus on healthy fats and fats that are good for the body that the body's actually going to use, like medium chain saturated fats and extra virgin coconut oil, organic butter, extra virgin olive oil, the fats that are found in fish, again, organic butter and cream, whole milk dairy products, especially from grass-fed animals, fatty meats and eggs from organic grass-fed animals, and your nuts, your avocados, and your olives. There's also some fat supplements that some people take and are in need of: vitamin A, D3, E, and K2. There's also your omega-3s, essential fatty acids, and fish oil. Those are really important for the body. A lot of people, especially during the winter months up north with the lack of sun, need vitamin D3, and that's really key in so many processes in the body. You also want to focus on keeping your blood sugar within a normal range, because blood sugar and heart disease go hand in hand. They're really tied together. It's not saying that you can't have diabetes without heart disease or heart disease without diabetes. They just tend to follow each other. So you want to make sure that you're getting your fasting blood sugar checked, and your A1C if you're at risk for that, because that can create a lot of inflammation in the body. Want to focus on reducing your glycemic load. So you want to avoid refined carbs, refined sugar, high fructose corn syrup, white flour, white rice, grains, potatoes, sugary fruits. When you eat those things, there's not a lot to them, and they go straight to sugar in the body. And it's when the body doesn't need that much sugar, it becomes a problem. There's also herbs that a lot of people take to help them balance blood sugar. I mean, a lot of people do cinnamon or cinnamon tea. There's chromium. There's berberine, alpha-lipoic acid. Those things help the body with blood sugar. You also want to make sure that you improve your blood flow, and nitric oxide is really important for that because nitric oxide in the body is what dilates our arteries. It's released and boosting your nitrous oxide helps dilate the arteries, improving blood flow and reducing cardiovascular inflammation. And conversely, inflammation actually reduces the nitric oxide output. So red beets are really high, help the body produce nitric oxide, and so do far infrared products and far infrared therapies like saunas or the far infrared heating pad or the Soki ceramic far infrared heater. Those that source of heat helps produce nitric oxide. And then there's things that you can take, supplements and aids, to further help improve blood flow, like magnesium, olive leaf, lobelia, capsicum, garlic, cinnamon. The next key is get physically active. So regular exercise increases your blood flow to your heart. It strengthens the heart so that it pumps more blood with less effort. It helps reduce blood sugar levels. It assists in weight loss, which reduces stress on the circulatory system. It actually increases nitric oxide production, and it helps manage a healthy blood pressure. So if you're not active, consider adding a walk several times a week to your day, and make sure that you're physically able to exercise. You're healthy enough to do that. If you're new to exercise, it's really important to pace yourself in the beginning, especially if you're out of shape. You want to start slowly and gradually increase the time and intensity of your exercise. Focus more on low stress exercises in the beginning, like walking or swimming. That's one of the reasons I love the Chi Machine, because it moves the body and it helps get you motivated to move. My brother was really heavy and he had a hard time with this, and I told him, just get out and start walking. He has cardiovascular issues, history of blood clots. So he started out walking a block a day, and once the block a day became easy, he went to 2 blocks, and he just continued from there, and now every day he shoots for 8,000 to 10,000 steps. The other thing that really impacts the heart is stress and emotions. They really affect heart health. So people with aggressive, angry personalities are actually more prone to heart disease. Workaholics actually have a higher risk of heart disease than people who are more easygoing. So people who have close ties to family and friends are less likely to have a heart attack and have a greater chance of recovery if they do have one, because they have a good support system. You just want to make sure that your family and friends are there for support. So there's also emotional flowers and Bach flowers that can help. And essential oils. My favorite essential oils for stress in the heart and emotions are rose and neroli. They're 2 of my favorites. Every time you smell rose, it's just it reminds me of love, and it just kind of fills you with a warm feeling. And there's also some Bach flower remedies like calendula or impatiens or vine or California wild rose that can also help you. So managing stress is huge, because stress raises your blood pressure and your heart rate, which are risk factors for heart disease and which are really, really bad also on the immune system. So you can counteract the effects of stress by deliberately taking time to relax and enjoy life. So pamper yourself, doing stuff that you enjoy. You get your nails done, go take a walk in the park if you're a walker, go out with a buddy. So make sure that you take time to do something that you enjoy, because that's really important for helping to manage stress. So adaptogens for the heart actually help improve heart function. They manage blood pressure. They can help you cope better with stress, reduce sugars, and there's many adaptogen formulas and adaptogens that can help for stress, like ashwagandha or B vitamins. So there's, as mentioned earlier, there's CoQ10, which helps reduce oxidative stress. Hawthorn, which has an affinity for the circulatory system. omega-3 fatty acids to help reduce inflammation and your risk of heart disease in the body. L-carnitine, which is primarily found in red meat, is what helps transport fatty acids to be metabolized for energy in the cells in our body. So that's important for heart health. Magnesium has tons of benefits. It helps you fall asleep. It relieves muscle aches and spasms. Some people say it helps them with their migraines. It's very calming to the nervous system. It helps with your body absorb calcium. Magnesium has a big role in the body, so you want to make sure that you do that. There's also garlic and vitamin E, and again, vitamin D3. So all those things are going to help you keep your heart healthy, because it's still one of the biggest killers, and oftentimes, sadly, it's silent. So I hope that helps you to keep your heart healthy, and everybody have a good Valentine's Day, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll be talking about how our mind can influence our body and our health. Thanks.